and maybe you've already talked about that already. Can you talk about that really quick?
Yeah, I can totally say what I know. I mean, I was brought on obviously because I'm an actor and host, and I'm into all of this stuff, and I love to interview people. So that's where what my role is in. And I know that the original intent was to launch at South by Southwest, which obviously didn't happen. But lucky for me, I get to sort of pick up and talk to all of the artists that were going to be interviewed and people that we were going to promote. And so it's just the project that we've been doing lately is having something for people to see while we relaunch the site, which I believe went up last week. And the site is obviously sells records, but the thing that I love about it, and this is also like officially unofficial because I'm an independent contractor. I don't have the press release from Tower, but what I do love about it is that they're selling records that beat Amazon prices. And I know there have been a lot of strikes with
Oh,
Amazon,
awesome.
and
Yeah.
people have been trying to kind of find other avenues to buy records and other places to support if they are not trying to support Amazon because there's always strikes going on. So that's something that I love, is that there's better prices and you're not going through Amazon.
That rules. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm as the ball rolls, but this is our second interview, and as the ball keeps getting rolling, what my hope is that we'll just interview more cool people, and hopefully when quarantine is done, we'll get to do some badass live events.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just sort of in the early days.
We want to do some badass live events too.
Hell yeah. Well, let's talk about that,
we
because I know that you guys weren't you planning your first North American tour in like
Yeah.
forever? That was meant to
Yeah.
be now.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It would have been over by now, but it was supposed to start in I think March 30th.
Wow.
So it was right in the sort of heat of the beginning of the pandemic. But yeah, we were gonna play shows with this band Caspian, and I think we had maybe 15 or 16 North American shows. But yeah, it was. I mean, it's a bummer. It's a bummer to cancel a tour. But others have it worse off for sure.
Are you
At least
finding
we're
that
able to
like
release a record. At least people can hear the record.
yeah,
So
yeah, and
that's
how has
good.
the reception been? And I would love to know if there are ways that you guys have been finding to connect with fans since you can't be on tour, how you guys are interacting with them.
Well, hopefully we're better at social media than we used to be. I feel like, I mean, that's mostly Chris McNeil, our bass player, as he's sort of a social media. He's the super fan of yours. He's our social media guru. I mean, hopefully people people see that we're want to sort of engage with people, and people should feel free to DM us or email us. We love hearing from people. But to answer your question, I mean, I think we've been trying to interact with people. I mean, we'll talk to anybody who wants to talk.
What are you hoping that fans get out of listening to Enter the Mirror in particular? Do you feel like, let me expand on that. Do you feel like you were saying that a lot of where you begin your work comes from frustrations with politics? Do you feel like this is a good album to just vibe out and be mad at the news about, or do you hope this is providing more of like an escape for them?
Man, that's a good question. I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer it. I'll answer it this way: is my test of if a song is good is if it slots into my jogging playlist really well.
Okay. Do you feel like
So
this is a good
I
album to
can't
run
jog.
to? I get that vibe.
Yes,
That's
I
awesome.
know because I've run to it. I was running to I was jogging to it to the rough mixes, trying to figure out what the right mix was, and I would always run and figure out have some like aha moment about what the mix needed or whatever. But yeah, it's a good running mix.
I would love to know what else is on your running mix. That is something when the last the last interview we had, we talked to the Death Valley Girls, to Bonnie, and she said that she has a playlist for when she flies because she's afraid to fly, and so she has like the last songs she wants to listen to in case the plane goes down and crashes, which I loved. And so either feel free to answer, do you have a version of that? Or can you share some songs from your running playlist? I feel like I'm going to die when I run, so I feel like they're one and the same.
Yeah. Well, I sort of vacillate between like a more disco-y playlist and like a metal playlist. I think this record is probably somewhere in between those two. But I don't know. I listen to a lot of Cerrone on my playlist. There's a lot of Marauder on my playlist. That's on my disco playlist. It's starting to rain here. I'm glad I've got on my porch and not outside. So and on the metal list, there's a lot of Abzu, like thrash metal, and our favorite new metal band is this band Power Trip.
Oh, Power Trip! So fun. Yeah.
Power Trip is like the best metal band in the last 5 years. They have to be.
So you're a big power metal fan?
That is an amazing. Yeah. Actually, I'm wearing a Sleep shirt right now. Actually, the recent Sleep record is actually a pretty good jogging record too.
It's so great, and I'm so mad because I was about to wear my Sleep shirt too, but I put on my Jack Kirby one instead because I was like, that's sci-fi, and like I keep saying, this album reminds me of like just such high concept sci-fi stuff. So I was like, I'll wear my Kirby shirt. Yeah. But you're right, the new Sleep album is great. I'm hoping to interview you someday too.
Yeah, you should.
I would say, so you're like a fan of like doomy, like stoner metal, and also thrash and like power metal.
Yeah.
I love hearing people's definitions of what they consider to be metal and what bands they classify that, because it's so across the board and there's so many different subgenres and so many people disagree on what is metal and what isn't. And so I'm happy to hear that our tastes align.
Yeah. I always feel like whenever anybody puts me on the spot of like what I'm listening to, I am like a deer in headlights. I'm like, oh wait, let me go to my Spotify and look and see what I was listening to recently. But
I'm very much the same, and that's why I ask questions.
Somebody says Ride the Lightning. Ride the Lightning is a really good running record too. Actually, you asked what we were doing to engage with fans. We made all these new T-shirts for our tour, and then we didn't go on the tour, but we had all these T-shirts, so we've been selling T-shirts. They're all on our website. But there's sort of a Ride the Lightning old school metal shirt there.
That's awesome.
It's like our take on the old school metal shirt. We printed it on a pre-faded black tee, but it's sort of it's like the one that your girlfriend wants to steal first.
I have to say that's
or your boyfriend
exactly
wants to steal first.
What I was about to say is, being a woman who likes to buy a lot of merch at shows, the like really heavy Hanes beefy tees with the like thick paint on it is never flattering on a girl, and so a softer, like, it's a girlfriend style.
We don't ever print on those. We print on Anvil and Bella tees.
All right.
They're very high quality garments, as our merch guy says. High quality garments.
Well,
we have
awesome.
high quality garments.
Is there any other way that fans can support you right now? Are you guys doing any sort of live streams or anything in the works that fans can tune in or buy? I know certainly people should be out buying that sweet limited edition vinyl. What else?
I mean, buy a shirt, buy a record. When we are going to we have shows being booked now. We have that may or may not pan out because it's kind of hard for people to sort of plan out tours right now. But we do have some stuff in the works for this fall that I'm hoping will work out. If not, we'll probably do it in 2021. But come see us when we play. We want to do lots of shows. But yeah, I mean, that's how they can support, and we appreciate it.
Well, say
for sure.
I go out and buy the record and I'm listening to it at home while quarantining, or I am listening to it in the car. Can you describe what the ideal circumstances would be for listening to this album? What are you doing? What are you eating, drinking, wearing?
I already answered this. You're jogging.
Oh, for jogging. What about somebody who does jog? I was like, what about?
Okay. No jogging. Let's see. I actually, like, in all seriousness, I hear a lot of people tell me we have a really good working music. People are like, "You're my get shit done band." You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put your record on and I'm gonna get my shit done. I'll take that. Yeah, that's a good thing to be.
It is, and it's a nice alternative to, do you know, like the lo-fi beats to chill to playlist that's on YouTube?
Yes, I do.
It's a great one, but it also, like, you need to shake it up every now and then. So that is a great tip, and I'm gonna put that on my rotation. I have to say, this is how I know you're a dad, because everything that you're recommending is good for you. Doing your work and jogging. I know Matt just
I am not the coolest person you're going to interview on this show. But
well, I'm happy that you want us to stay safe and healthy and productive and keep on keeping on, because that is also good, no matter how much beer I want in the middle of the week.
Oh, well, I'm drinking a lot too. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Something that also, I don't know if this is something that is intentional for this album and for your music in general, but to me it feels really cinematic, and it feels like I said, the first thing that I thought of Tron. Do you guys, first of all, this two-part question, do you guys intend to make stuff that sort of feels like it's like in a movie? And
yes,
and also
yes.
I want to
we
know,
want it to be in a movie. Call us.
What kind of
no
movies?
we've had
this is the big question.
We have been limited to a little bit of bites on, you know, commercial licensing, and like we've actually done okay in commercial licensing, and we've actually gone out on a limb like so many times to do like film score stuff. It's such a niche. It's such like a niche thing that it's so hard to break into. But yeah.
Do you guys have an ideal director or writer or vibe that you would want to score for?
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve. Dune, man.
It's awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean all that stuff.
So would you say it's safe to say that you're like pretty predominantly a fan of 80s sci-fi, or do you like it all across the board? Or is there, because again, sci-fi changes so much decade to decade. The stories kind of, there's some consistencies with them, but do you have a favorite era of sci-fi?
I mean, I think we like it all. We talk about it a lot as a band. You know, I saw The Invisible Man a couple nights ago. I don't know if you've seen this.
I haven't seen it yet. I love Elizabeth Moss.
So one of our favorite, our drummer Mike, he was like a couple of years ago was like raving about this film Upgrade.
Oh yeah, Upgrade.
You know, Upgrade. It's the same director as Upgrade, which I didn't know until I was like about to watch it. I was like, oh, it's the same director as Upgrade. Upgrade was fucking awesome. And this has it's like a little similar, like maybe ever so slightly more mainstream, but I thought it's not really, it's like sort of sci-fi a little bit, but I thought I was pretty impressed by that. Yeah, Upgrade is amazing. One of the best movies in the past several years.
What about movies like, do you like alien sci-fi, like
yes.
Annihilation? I feel like
yes.
I could absolutely see your music in a movie like Annihilation or like Ex Machina.
Yeah, it's easy to sort of, I thought Annihilation was great.
So good. I love that movie, except for the part at the end where she goes, "This is annihilation." It's like, why are you saying
Yeah,
that?
yeah. There's always a couple of points.
Great movie though.
Yes. Um, yeah, and like another movie that we were talking about recently, me and Chris and Mike, I think we were talking about the movie The Day After Tomorrow. It's like it's so easy to dismiss it because it's like this Tom Cruise thing, but man, that movie is great.
Yeah, yeah. Do you read a lot of sci-fi? Because I actually, my dude, just after we watched Annihilation, tried to crack those stories, and I think he read like the first. Oh, he read all of them, and apparently, like the movie is just like a tiny bit of the first book, and you like barely crack the story. Do you read a lot of sci-fi?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
You know, it's funny. I'm actually rereading Dune right now.
In preparation for the movie?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like I started thinking about the movie recently, the new one, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna watch the like 1984 version again, and then I'm gonna reread the book again, and then I guess there's a sci-fi channel version that came out in 2000 that I didn't know about. And so I added it to my like queue. I'm gonna watch it.
I had no idea. Sci-fi movies are their own brand.
They certainly are.
But I like them.
It's probably bad, but have you seen The Outsider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah.
I thought it was great.
I feel like when I think about sci-fi, I love space sci-fi. Like I love Sunshine, and Event Horizon is like my favorite movie of all time. I love
What Event Horizon?
Yeah.
What you said? Yeah, I love that. I love that film.
It's so good. I don't know why it gets hate. But I love space sci-fis, and I love gritty city dystopia ones. Somebody mentioned Alita, which I really like. Do you have a favorite sort of subgenre of sci-fi stories? Do you like? I'm assuming that you dig the dystopia more than like utopian stories.
I wish there was somebody else from our band answering these questions right now, because I'm gonna get done with this and they're gonna be like, "What didn't you say? The whatever." What's your favorite genre? I don't know. I mean, if it doesn't have a good story, it's sort of not worth it to me. I think the sort of ones that came out over the last few years, like It Follows, like that kind of, I don't know what you call that genre, but like that sort of like neo slasher sort of.
That kind of skews into horror.
We love that stuff. Yeah.
I could see you guys scoring a horror movie. That would be so cool.
Oh, my bandmate's on this, Coley. He's like, Blade Runner, dude. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I thought that the Blade Runner remake was absolutely phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. I've watched it 10 times at least, and the score of it, I think, is phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah. So, what do you usually like to? I know that you said that you've been doing a lot of parenting, which takes up a lot of your time. When you think about what we geek out about, because we're getting into like pretty deep cut territory with sci-fi stuff, what kinds of stories in general do you love? What do you, and music and video games and comic books, I would love to just know what you have in your collection that you love, what you give away as gifts, for example, like you said with that record.
Right. Well, some people might be interested. We made the day that our record came out a few weeks ago, we made a playlist for our record label. It's called All Things Vibrations, and 3 or 4 of us kind of collaborated, but that was sort of a lot of the stuff that influenced this record and that we've been listening to. What do we have in our collection that we're into that we like? Well, there's a lot of prog rock, quite a bit of sort of electronic disco, techno, metal. Again, you're putting me on the spot, and I'm like gonna be like, oh, I totally, Brian Eno, of course, like. uh, I'm a huge Lindstrom fan. Do you know Lindstrom?
No, tell me about it.
Oh man! Like I think he's one of the better electronic musicians out there. He's Norwegian, but Lindstrom, he is amazing. He's phenomenal. Yeah, I listen to a lot of Lindstrom in general.
Something that I'm really curious about with synth bands and instrumental bands is how you pull inspiration from bands that you really like and musicians that you really like. So would you say that you would listen to Lindstrom and say like, oh, this is a sound that I really like and I wonder how we can make it our own? How would you treat that?
Well, I'll give you an example. Like, so, like for Lindstrom, like, he put out this record maybe 5 years ago, and one of the songs had this chord progression, or this sort of key progression that it was like, it was the verse of it was like, the keys changed over the course of like 30 measures, and then it looped back. And that idea that like it wasn't this, 4 or 8 or 12, like we wrote a song just with like, oh, let's write a song that has like a verse that took 30 measures, and then the chorus happens or the hook happens or whatever. And so like that's just an example of like, oh, there's this thing that we really like and we want to abstract it and sort of take something away from that is exciting. Drum beats too, like we're like, oh, that drum beat's so cool. Tap it into a drum machine, maybe change the kick pattern slightly, change the key, write a guitar hook to it, and it's our own,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. It's almost like
we do that all the time.
Well, I know that I asked what kind of directors and what kind of movies you guys would like to score, but do you have any directors in mind to direct like a music video or something that you guys that are more centered on your music?
Gosh, you're putting me on the spot.
Here's what you do. After this interview, everything that pops into your head afterwards, write it down and DM it to us, and we'll post it.
I will. Who do I want to direct a music video? Denis Villeneuve. I mean, I already said him, but it's just because he's on the brain.
Yes.
I don't remember the name of the director that directed Upgrade and Invisible Man, but Whitney, maybe something.
Somebody said Alex Garland.
Alex Garland, yes.
Michel Gondry, that'd be a great one.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Matt, I will stop putting you on the spot. You have been such a delight. Thank you so much for talking to me today. I have one more question for you.
Yes.
Here at Tower Records, they have a saying, no music, no life. That can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. What does that mean to you?
I mean, I can't do anything without some sort of soundtrack, I mean, I could take you in my office right here and show you the thing that I'm drawing right now. And
yes, please.
It's because I've been listening to Throbbing Gristle this morning. So it's probably all industrial and weird. Yeah.
I would love to see that. Can you take us inside for a moment?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. I cannot promise that my house is super... it's quarantine state. So, yes, this is I'll take you. This is the office / studio. Yes. Okay, so that's my 78 Telecaster Deluxe. I've had that for 18 years. That's my favorite guitar ever. I'm drawing this. We'll see. I got this cool light table thing. I'm drawing some buildings here, if you can kind of see. Let's see, you can see that? Oh, yes, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, see that? Yeah, I'm drawing that. This is the stuff I'm drawing, man. Yeah, so listening to some Skinny Puppy earlier. Some, like I said, some Throbbing Gristle.
Nice. Would you
Um,
mind just really quick before we go taking us on a little tour of your record collection and the posters that
yeah.
are on your wall?
Oh, sure. So a bunch of these are Maserati posters. So it's that one right there. That's from when we played in China. We went there. We played this festival in 2014. It was amazing. We did like 2 weeks of shows there. It was awesome. We played in Wuhan, actually.
Wow.
People might be interested to know. It was a really good show.
Cool.
We had really good street food, and we were healthy still, so that's good. So yeah, this is a poster, a old Maserati poster I designed. I do a lot of artwork for the band too.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, this let's see, this one over here. This is a poster for a festival that we played in. This was in Cincinnati, Midpoint Music Festival 2014. We played that one. Let's see, there's some mono. We played a bunch of shows with mono, so those are on there. This is an old record release show from like a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is kind of the deal here.
Such cool keepsakes.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick peek at that record collection.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, this is a pretty good record. You guys should check it out. So this is the now playing list. Our bass player is in this band called Vinkas. They're awesome. They sound like the Birthday Party, sort of like Birthday Party, like
wow.
Birthday Party meets like Suicide, sort of like scientists or Aussie rock. But this is that band. They're called Vinkas. They have a new record that comes out in like 2 weeks.
Cool.
It's called Phantasma. I did the artwork for it actually.
Awesome.
So yeah, what else we got here? David Lee Roth solo record. It's okay. Let's see. Hopefully this isn't boring. This is good.
This is extremely my shit. Ooh, what's that?
This is David. Hold on, you can't see with the cover on. This is David. Sorry, this is going to be very. This is David Axelrod Earthrot.
Cool.
It's sort of a. It's actually very timely because it came out in the early 70s, but it's sort of this psychedelic kind of spoken word thing that's sort of jazz, but it's about the end of the world.
Cool.
So that one's it's really, really good. You should definitely check it out. What else we got here? A bunch of Cerrone records. I mentioned Cerrone earlier.
Yeah.
But you guys, this one here, this Cerrone 3. Ever heard of this?
No.
Oh man,
Cerrone
dude, it is amazing. So this is Cerrone. He was a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that young anymore. That's some cool Fistolite there. This side 1, Supernature. So this is side 1. Side 1, Supernature is a disco song, and then in the middle is like a 3-minute drum solo, and then it goes into this thing that sounds like Dark Side of the Moon at the end of it.
Cool.
It's amazing. You should check this record out. It's really, really good.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah, it's great.
This is my favorite
our
thing
record
that we get to do is see everybody's setups and their collections.
Our record label, Temporary Resonance, put out this thing. My wife got me this for this is the William Basinski box set.
Cool.
It's called the Disintegration Loops. This is amazing. It's kind of hard to explain, but he's a composer, and he had loops of symphonies playing that were old, and as he was recording the loops onto sort of mastering the loops were disintegrating as he was recording them.
Whoa.
So what you hear is really cool. Each one is like you hear the destruction of the music from the beginning to the end.
Man.
you are listening to music being destroyed, and it sounds really cool. Like, go listen to this. William Basinski, The Disintegration Loops. Go listen to it. It's amazing. You hear it at the beginning, and it sounds like an orchestra, and then 30 minutes later, it sounds like some alien landing on Mars or whatever. It's a really, 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 really amazing idea.
Awesome.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Oh, Tangerine Dream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have pretty much every Tangerine Dream record, so that's good. Sonic Youth, Shellac. Gotta have that. Oh, this is good. Okay. You know the band Scorpions?
Yeah.
Okay. No, don't dismiss it. This is the first Scorpions record. It sounds like Black Sabbath.
What?
It sounds like Black Sabbath meets Can, is what it sounds like.
Cool.
It really, really does.
I hope you know that I'm really writing all of this down for my
No.
listening.
The first Scorpions record. This is not the Scorpions that you know. That's like the what's the cheesy one? That's actually still pretty good. The one that's got the like whistling at the beginning of it.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Wind of Change. Thank you, Jimmy Sprinkles. Yeah, this is not the Scorpions Wind of Change. This is like Can meets Black Sabbath. It's cool. Really, really awesome. Yeah. What else we got? Oh, Demis Roussos.
Awesome.
This is he's Greek. This is amazing singer. He was the singer of the band Aphrodite's Child that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And Vangelis, who he's the composed Chariots of Fire. He was in the band with Demis Roussos. What else we got? I'm sure everybody on this is so bored.
Honestly, this is if anybody's bored, I don't care, because this is my favorite thing, getting musicians recommendations of what they're listening to, and I think that's what Tower is all about too. And also it's just cool seeing like their space, What is that?
You guys like Rainbow? You like Rainbow? Yeah. This is Richie Blackmore from Deep Purple's band. They're awesome. Also, this is I think is the best one.
Mm-hmm. What album?
Rising. Rainbow Rising. This one is great. The best song on here is seriously goes to it now. It's called A Light in the Black. It's a blast song in here.
Cool.
We've put this on so many playlists. It is so good. What else? Psychic Paramount. Do you know this band, Psychic Paramount?
No.
We did some shows with them. They're like we kind of lost touch with them, but they were so good. They're like, one of my favorite things about this band is they're from New York, but or they lived there last time I checked. But the way it's mastered, it sounds like it's breaking everything.
Whoa!
It's just like it sounds like it's overblown, but the whole thing sounds like that. And one of my favorite things, actually, when we played, they opened for us. Like I think that was when we toured in 2011. And I think they maybe caused a lot of people to have heart attacks, because they would just sort of start the set with like this wall of noise, which I always thought was an amazing kind of idea. What else? Pink Floyd, lots of Pink Floyd, tons of Pink Floyd, more Pink Floyd.
Dude, that's so cool.
Oh.
Our friend Jeff at Tower said Frank Frazetta's nephew, Ken Kelly, did the Rainbow and Kiss Destroyer covers.
Oh, wow.
That's so cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I know Frank Frazetta is an amazing illustrator.
That is so cool. Yeah,
yeah. Let's see what else we got here.
Can you tell me a little bit about the band that was going to open for you on this tour?
Oh, actually, we were opening for them.
Oh,
this
cool.
band Caspian. What's interesting about Caspian is they are from Boston. They're a great band. They are super hardworking. Work much harder than us. Play a lot of live shows. and have built up their fan base over the course of like 15, 20 years. What's interesting is they opened for us in Boston maybe 16 or 17 years ago when we played at the Middle East. And they've gotten huge. And so they were like, hey, you want to hang out again? You want to come open for us? And we were like, yeah, great.
That's so cool.
Sounds awesome.
Caspian, check them out, guys.
I hope we can still do some stuff with them. I think everybody probably knows this record, of course. You have to have this record. If you don't have this record, there's probably something wrong with you. This is My Bloody Valentine Loveless, of course. Do you know this record?
Yeah, and you know what's so funny is I always get My Bloody Valentine mixed with Bullet for My Valentine, I think it is.
Oh, yes.
Which is a very, very different kind of band. And so I always have to double check it in my head if I'm remembering the right band.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, Matt. Oh, wait, show me one more.
Okay, yes. Okay, last one. This one. Okay, this is Ministry.
Yes.
Land of Rape and Honey. This is one of my favorite records. It's my favorite Ministry record by far. Anyway, I've taken up way too much of your time.
Honestly, dude, I could do this all day. It's my favorite thing, seeing bands that I like seeing, first of all, what their spaces are like, because, you know, you've got a finite space to decorate, and where you produce your work is so interesting to me. And also record collections, this is what this is all about, because I know that we have a ton of record collectors watching and listening to your stuff, and they're excited to go and check out your record. And I mean, this is why we're here, is to look at this stuff.
Good. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Matt, thank you so much for sitting and talking.
Thank you so much.
You guys go buy the cool shirts, go buy and stream Enter the Mirror, and please DM Matt. It sounds like you're down to hear from fans too.
Yeah, DM us. Yeah, we're on social media every day. Yeah, Instagram's our go-to.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys keep on tuning in. We're going to be doing more interviews like this. Matt, thank you. Stay safe out there, and we can't wait to see what is coming next from you guys.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
All right. Bye, dude.
Okay, bye.